good guys like Wild Bill Hickok and Wyatt Earp.
But we'll tell you a name that strikes even greater fear into hearts of bad men everywhere.
Lightning Larry!
We'll never forget the day Larry rode into our little town of Brimstone and walked into the Cottonmouth Saloon. He strode up to the bar and smiled straight at the bartender.
Lemonade, please.
Everybody in the place turned to look.
Now standing next to Larry at the bar was Crooked Kurt.
Kurt was one of the band rustlers and thieves that had been terrorizing our town, led by a ferocious outlaw named Evil Eye McNeil.
Kurt was wearing the usual outlaw scowl.
Larry turned to him and smiled.
Mighty big frown you got there, mister. What's it to you? Well, maybe I can help remove it. I'd like to see you try. The bartender ducked behind the bar.
Larry and Kurt moved about 10 paces from each other, hands with ready. Larry was still smiling.
Kurt moved first, but he only just cleared his gun from its holster before Larry aimed and fired.
Zing!
There was no bang and no bullet. Just a little bolt of light that hit Kurt right in the arm.
Kurt just stood there, his eyes wide with surprise. Then he dropped his gun and a huge grin spread over his face.
He rushed up to Larry and pumped his hand.
I'm mighty glad to know you, stranger. The drinks are on me. Lemonade for everyone.
When Evil Eye McNeil and his outlaw gang heard that Crooked Kurt had gone straight, they shuddered right down to their boots.
Most any outlaw would rather die than smile.
Evil Eye's men were shook up. They weren't about to let on.
The very next day,
Dismal Dan!
Devilish Dick.
and Dreadful Dave
Rode into Brimstone, yelling like crazy men and shooting like wild.
Woo! Woo! Pew! Pew! Woo! And citizens scattered.
Then Lightning Larry showed up. He never even warned them.
never even stopped smiling, just shot those 3 little bolts of light.
Zing, zing, zing! Hit those outlaws right in the heart.
Larry shot some off the outlaws to the ground. They lay there trying to figure out what had hit them. They got up and looked around.
Looks like we did some damage here, boys,
said Dismal Dan.
Hope nobody got hurt,
Said Devilish Dick. We'd better get to work and fix that place up.
said Dreadful Dave.
They spent the rest of the day replacing windows and apologizing to everyone that listened.
Then, for good measure, they picked up all the trash in the street.
Evil Eye McNeil had lost 3 more of his meanest men.
And he was furious.
He decided to do something really nasty.
The next day,
Stinky Steve
and Sickening Sid
walked in the 79th National Savings and Loan with guns in hand.
They wore masks.
but everyone knew who they were from the smell. Stoop your hands,
said Stinky Steve.
Give us all the money in your vault, ordered Sickening Sid.
They were just backing out the door with money bags when Lightning Larry strolled by.
He didn't even slow his step.
Just shot those bangs in the back.
Zing, zing!
Hit in the heart. Ugh.
The puzzled outlaws stopped and looked at each other. Seems a shame to steal the money and carve up the cowboys.
Wouldn't want to make their lives any harder.
They holstered their guns and walked back to the teller.
They plunked the money bags down on the counter.
Now you keep that money safe. Then they pulled out their wallets and opened up accounts. That was the last straw for Evil Eye McNeil. It was time for a showdown.
The next day at high noon, Larry was sipping lemonade at the Cottonmouth Saloon. An Evil Eye burst through the door and stamped up to him.
I'm Evil Eye McNeil.
Hello, Evil Eye. Can I buy you a lemonade?
This town ain't big enough for both of us.
I don't know. Seems pretty spacious to me.
I'll be waiting for you down Okie Dokie Corral.
Evil Eye stamped out. Larry finished his lemonade and walked on to Main Street.
Evil Eye was waiting for him, but he wasn't alone. There on either side of him were
Raunchy Ralph,
Grimy Greg,
Creepy Cat,
Filthy Mike.
Lousy Luke,
and Gruesome Gus.
And not one of them looked very friendly.
Nice day for a stroll, called Larry.
Draw!
said Evil Eye. All of the citizens of Brimstone were lining Main Street to see what would happen.
Larry was still smiling, but even he knew he couldn't outshoot all those outlaws together.
Just then, a voice came from the Cottonmouth Saloon.
Like some help, Larry? Wouldn't mind it.
Out stepped not only Crooked Kurt, but behind him were Dismal Dan, Devilish Dick, Dreadful Dave, Stinky Steve, and Sickening Sid. They all beside Larry.
Hello, Evil Eye.
Conquer. Traitors.
Yelled Evil Eye. Draw!
Said Larry with a smile. Evil Eye and his men drew their guns.
But Larry and his friends were an eye blink quicker.
Their guns fired 7 minute bolts flat.
Zing!
Hit those outlaws in the, well, you know what.
Yippee!
Yelled Evil Eye.
Shot in the air.
Zing!
There was no bang and no bullet.
Just a little bolt of light.
All right, man, let's clean up this town once and for all.
Zing! 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 Zing!
And before we could duck for cover,
Larry, Evil Eye, and the others.
Turned their guns on the rest of us.
bolts of light flew everywhere. No one was spared.
Not a man.
Woman.
Or child.
Yippee!
You never saw such a happy crowd.
We all rushed around.
And pumped each other's hands and hugged each other.
Then the musicians got out their instruments and we had dancing too. Main Street was one big party.
All the rest of that day,
And through the night.
We never drank so much lemonade in all our days. All the commotion, only a few of us saw Larry riding into the sunset.
Can't say where he went.
can't say what he's doing now.
But we bet he still aims from the heart.
Zing!